Good morning. Welcome to the first day of IMARC 2022. Nice to feel such a great energy in the room. Thank you, of course, to Ellen for your very special, your very informative welcome to country, and I think it would be appropriate for us to put our hands together and say thank you very much for sharing that background. Thanks, Ellen. I too acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of these beautiful lands and magnificent waterways all around Sydney. Encourage you to go and have a good look for those that are new to town. And on behalf of everyone here this week, I extend our respect to Elders past, present and emerging. On behalf of IMARC's founding partners, the Victorian Government, AusIMM, Mines and Money, and AusIMM, the Australasian Institute of Mining and Metallurgy, the organisation I proudly represent, who, by the way, next year we'll celebrate our 130th year anniversary. A warm Aussie welcome to IMARC 2022. I'd especially like to acknowledge the many dignitaries joining us here today, in particular the Honourable Madeleine King MP, Federal Minister for Resources, as well as the Honourable Paul Toole MP, Deputy Premier and Minister for Regional New South Wales, who we'll hear from in a moment. We appreciate your support for our wonderful industry. IMARC is, of course, the biggest mining conference in our region, showcasing on a global scale, and we have a very international audience here this week, Australia's mighty mining industry and Australia's amazing METS sector. We're thrilled to welcome you all this week to that world stage. We especially extend our thanks to those that have travelled long and far to be with us here from all over the world, from Saudi Arabia, from Peru, from Chile, from Indonesia, from India, from Canada, from the US. We appreciate the effort that you have made to be here this week. This conference will highlight the massive contribution that mining, not just in Australia, all over the world, makes to not just our economy but society at large, also to our everyday lives. To highlight the sheer scale of our industry in Australia, in this country, more than 250,000 people are directly employed by our sector. And in total, including the MET sector, over 1 million Australians, 1 in 14 full-time working Australians, are employed by or through our industry. Our industry is also particularly proud of the fact that we are the largest employer of Indigenous people in this country. Our sector contributes over 10% of GDP, delivers more than 2/3 of our total exports, accounts for 30% of direct foreign investment, and pays more tax than any other industry. There is no doubt that our industry underpins Australia's economy and drives Australian prosperity. Our industry has always had a long-standing and deep connection to this country. I've always thought if there was an Olympic Games for mining, Australia would have had a podium finish, would have been a medal winner in every Olympics for the past 100 years. We are the largest producer of iron ore in the world. We are ranked secondly for gold production and hold the largest share of the world's gold resources. And we have an abundance of critical minerals: cobalt, nickel, vanadium, tungsten, the list goes on. And of course, these critical minerals are key components of renewable energy technologies. One example is lithium. Australia is the world's largest producer of lithium, with exports projected to grow tenfold in the next few years. The simple reality is that these critical minerals are fundamental to our energy transition and key to shaping a more sustainable world for communities everywhere. Our Prime Minister, alongside Minister King, who we'll hear from this morning, 2 weeks ago announced a national critical minerals strategy for Australia and noted that investment in our capability in this area is driving a transformation that will see Australia become a renewable energy superpower for the world. Australia not only exports our commodities to key international markets, but our significant expertise is at show as well. Other countries look to Australia and our industry when it comes to our highly skilled workforce, our commitment to health and safety and diversity and inclusion, our internationally recognised professional standards like JORC, our world-class ESG credentials, our stable legal and political systems, and our pioneering innovation and research. It's very clear that the mining industry plays and will continue to play a key role in powering Australia's economy and as an industry creating and sharing value in many new ways. And AusIMM, along with our founding partners, is committed to telling this story. As the peak body for people in resources, AusIMM is a trusted advisor to government, and we work closely with partner industry bodies like AusIMM to promote our industry on the world stage, such as our presence last month at the Peru Mining Convention in Arequipa, Peru. Now, it's Australia's turn to welcome international guests to this beautiful city of Sydney to focus on the future of our global sector. Conferences like IMARC are an important way that we help people in mining connect from all over the world. Our sector spans the globe and we are a tight-knit community. And it's going to be great to reconnect, of course, with colleagues and peers that we haven't seen for a long time at this conference this week. So we're pleased to welcome you all here where we can meet face-to-face again. IMARC, of course, started as a concept in 2013, less than a decade ago, and since the first conference in 2014, IMARC attendance has increased fivefold. And whilst COVID prevented us from meeting in person for the past few years, it's clear that our global mining community is as strong as ever. The strength of our founding partners is evident in the quality of our conference program, the high calibre of over 500 speakers, as Shireen introduced, and the opportunities that we'll have to network over the next few days. It's my pleasure, in closing, to acknowledge those founding partners, the Victorian Government, AusMine, Mines and Money and AusIMM for their dedication and commitment in bringing you this wide-ranging, insights-driven conference. Before we begin, I'd also like to recognise our host partner, the Government of New South Wales, our theatre sponsor, BHP, key sponsors, Mets Ignited, Capgemini, IBM, Invest Saudi, Sandvik, Martin, Schneider Electric, the Ministry of Investment of Saudi Arabia and Worley. In fact, a big thank you to all of our sponsors and exhibitors that have got behind this conference. To you, our delegates, we trust you'll have a successful and productive conference, so welcome. Thank you and enjoy your time at IMARC 2022. Thank you.